Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today and for joining me in Pootles Advent Countdown. 24 projects coming out to you 2 a week, all the way through until Christmas, and we're on about, I want to say number 18, something like that. This is today's project. This is a box specifically and specially designed to hold note cards and envelopes, or something of that size too if you didn't want it. But I made this quite a few years ago and it was very, very popular then because it's a great thing to gift to somebody. So perhaps you know somebody who doesn't make handmade cards but loves to receive them. They might like to give them too. So you could make a set of note cards and envelopes, pop them inside, put some beautiful paper on the outside, and then that's your gift to them. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And yes, you could make matching cards to go inside, or you could put Christmassy theme on the outside so it looks like a Christmas gift, and then, you know, perhaps generic cards inside, so maybe birthday cards or just because cards. You know, I love to make those. So let me show you how to make this. You're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock to make the box, one for the bulk of it, and then another part for the lid, which is hidden away. You can, if I just peel that, it's tucked away and hidden inside, so it's a secondary piece that makes, I don't know if the lid's the right, but you know what I mean. So this bit, 8 by 8.5 inches, 19.5 by 21 centimetres. Everything's on my blog, so you don't feel like you have to write it all down now. Click open the description bar on this video and you would be taken directly to that project. Okay. On the long side, so the 8.5 inch, 21 centimetre side, score it at 5.5 inches and at 6.5 inches, which in metric is 13.5 and 16. And then on the short side, score it at 1, 2, 6 and 7 inches, which in metric is 2.5, 5, 14.5 and 17. And this is smoky slate. This one was basic grey. This one's smoky slate. And then for the lid, or for the front, whatever you want to call it, this is 7 by 4 inches, 17.5 by 9.5, and you score it on the long side only at 4 inches and 5 inches, which is 10 and 12.5 centimetres. Okay, so let's get burnishing. So burnish up all your score lines. And then these ones as well. Okay, so if I open up this box, you can see what the lid is going to do. This is the lid part and it just sits around like that. So first things first, I'm going to round those corners. Round those, did I say that right? Round the corners. And then on this one, you can see that this bit is going to fold up and these parts are going to come round. So there's bits we need to get rid of. And if I show you inside, we're keeping one of these tabs here. So if I cut away one side, you'll see it will make sense. So, I need to cut that bit too. So what I've done is I've taken away, if you can see we've got 4 sections here, I've taken away the outer corner so that this will fold up and round. Whoops. It will fold up and round like that, and with that extra tab in there to keep it all closed. So let me cut this side as well. Okay, so those will fold up and round, and that's going to stick on the front. So I'm going to round these corners as well. That's for aesthetic more than anything. really is. So, okay, around that one, and around this one. Okay, so there's bits we need to get together first. So I want to get this glued in place before I put my paper over the top. This is the only bit of gluing I'm going to do at this stage, and I'm going to use liquid glue just to give me a little bit of wiggle room, and fit it over the top like so. Okay, put that in place. And so you can see on this one, I've got paper in the background and on the back and the front. So if I give you the measurements of those while I'm waiting for this glue to go off. For this panel here, you just need one piece, and that measures 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, which is 4.5 by 9 centimetres. We'll get that set of corners rounded off too. And I'm going to get some adhesive on there. That's going to be on this bit that folds up. Okay. Then for the inside panel and the back, you need your longer pieces. So those are measuring up at 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Oh, did I do 5 1/4 or 5 3? Oh dear, oops, I did a bit too long. 5 1/4 by 3 3/4, which is 9 by 13. So let me just trim those down. And I kind of knew it as I was prepping this. I was hearing all of these 3/4. So, oh, do I want to have that one inside? No, I'm going to put this one inside. That's going to cover up a lot of this. So, that one on the inside and this one on the outside. And this is the bottom of my box, so I want my trees the right way up. And then the last two panels are for both sides of this. And I cut that bit, so I need to round the corners of there. I deliberately wanted that one for the front. The starry pattern, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to get this one on the front. When you see the measurements and excuse me, the instructions and everything written down, it looks like it's going to be very complicated. It's really not, as you can see. Not complicated at all. Forgot to put my magnets in. Knew there was something I needed to do first. Okay, I've got magnets snapping this shut. Just on here like this. Now, should have put them the other side of that. It's fine, we're all good. If you are gifting this to somebody, shouldn't have magnets near them, use Velcro dots. You could use a ribbon even to close. Just be conscious and aware of who you're giving this to. Not children either. So these are neodymium magnets. I used them a little while ago and lots of people said, where do you get them from, Sam? eBay and Amazon. That's the place to get them from. Okay. So that's one on there, and I've got my other one, which is just going to snap on there for now, but we don't want to get that on just yet, because I need to get this all rounded and in place, and I need that kind of fixed before I start putting this in place. So all opened out, I'm going to put some glue there and there and just form it. That's not strong enough glue. I didn't stop to think about that. Use stronger glue. And then I'm going to put glue here. Let's use a stronger glue, liquid glue. So just on the edges, just there and there. And just hold it in place to wait for that glue to set. And yeah, I should have put my magnet under there. Oh well. It is what it is. Okay, so hopefully that's mostly dried enough. Okay, so that's my magnet I put on before. And like I said, I should have put it underneath there, but we'll gloss over that. And bring it round and close it. And I need to get that magnet to separate, and it doesn't want to. It's too strong. So I think I'm just going to eyeball. Oh, it's going to stick to everything but me. Yes, there we go. Oh, it's just snaking itself off again. Oh dear. Push that on there firmly and that snaps shut. And like I say, it would have been better underneath the paper, but I've got a rubbish memory and I was trying to be very clever and organised. So I'm just going to get a little bit, one of these, and cover the magnet a little. Makes it quite sweet, it's like a little button. But there we go, that's snapped shut. And like I say, you could use ribbon, Velcro buttons, anything like that. It doesn't have to be a magnet. Right, so the final little bit of decoration. So I've got the whimsical tree stamp set, and I think these are called Christmas trees. I know they're called Christmas trees. Where's my white cardstock? And I went with bright pink on this one. And I'm going to choose a different colour. Granny apple green, why not? So I asked the question weeks and weeks ago, you know, what were people's favourite colours to put with black and white or grey and white? And, you know, clearly they all came out as bright colours. That was very much people's choices. But somebody said to me, Granny apple green, which I don't think I've ever put with black and white. So, Granny apple green it is. My third one up there. Grab my plate to see where I need to cut off that excess. Okay. Right, my seemingly endless washi tape. Let's stick that on my hand so it's not quite so sticky. There's the dies. Get my dies out. So I want that. Oh, there you go. All three are ready for me. Take the biggest one. I almost just want to kind of tack it in place. It's the, you know, Papercraft equivalent of sewing, I guess, by a little bit of washi. The last one. Pop that over there, and then I'm going to run the whole lot through. Hopefully I can get it all in one go. Fingers crossed I can get it all in one go. It's not going to let me do it because you have to very slightly offset your plates on the mini cut and emboss. No, it's not going to let me do them all in one go, so I'll do the bottom one and then I'll do the top one. I'm just going to have awful trouble today, aren't I? There we go. The bottom half done, and now let's do the top half. If you do own the mini cut and emboss, you'll have perhaps noticed that it doesn't like to be perfectly lined up. Let's just shift that out of the way. So yeah, it's the machine prefers it just offset a little bit. When you have all your plates and everything perfectly lined up like that, you've got too much thickness, so you need just that slight sort of bevel almost. And there I was thinking I was going to save time. It just took longer. Oh well. Yeah, it's a granny apple green, rather a nice colour. Ooh. Try not to throw that on the floor. Hold on to those, pop that one out. Drop those in there, and then start layering all of these up. So I'm going to take 2 on the biggest, and I'm going to double stack the smallest, and then 1 on there. One there, and double stack the smallest so it just sits up a little further. And that is my very special box for note cards and envelopes. And oh look, I hadn't deliberately done that. Oh, hadn't noticed, hadn't deliberately done that. I'd tried for variations to get the colours, but well, unexpected. So I hope you like it. Hope you have a go at making them. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.